Once again, today on this cool Thursday evening here at Climax Bar in Kampala is an agreement between two management teams of two of the proudest players, the country of Uganda and the region of East Africa, and yes, even the continent of Africa has got on offer. Ibrahim Sejjemba and Ceazer Chandiga are racing to 21 for a happy pot of 2,000 US dollars. In the second episode of the series of battles sessions, many matches that are being dubbed the trilogy. The first of which was won by Ceazer, the guy who is donning the cream top, dubbed Team the Scorpion at the back, while Ibrahim Sejjemba is the smaller guy that is wearing the white top of Roxbury, his management team. It is the first frame of the match. Normally the first frame has the most tension and pressure and nerves. It is always very critical to have a good start. It may not have so much significance on where the destination of the match is going, but a good start is a good start. It is proving a long frame, this one. With both of the players showing signs of nerves, yes, nervousness, because it is only the start. Today we are going to be having a number of camera angles. An overhead angle, the side angle. We shall also have slow motion replays. We shall also be having a scoreboard, all courtesy of the Advanced Talent Agency. Now this is Ibra trying to draw first blood. Yes, the same thing that he did yesterday. It didn't be a very happy ending. He did have a very good start, but lost a little bit of concentration along the way. The crowd is not as big as it were yesterday, but around 200 people are gathered here at Climax Bar. And I believe that the crowd will only grow bigger as the day grows older. Still 0-0 between Ibra and Ceazer. Too tight and too tense and too close. Having played on the same table yesterday, both of these players, I presume, will have a better mastery of the table. There is no doubt in the fact that they have good mastery of the sport and the game, because of how much they have yielded in such a short time. And just like he did yesterday, just like he has done the last 4 times he has faced off with Ceazer, winning thrice and losing once, which was yesterday, Ibra draws first blood. He's proving a very good starter. Sometimes it may not always go his way towards the crucial end of the games, but nonetheless a very good starter. It is the kind of start that has seen him having so many accolades in the sport, even though he's only a new in his chapter, beginning his mid-20s version of his career. Winner of the Grand Mchana Open Championship, 5,000 US dollars, that was won by Ibrahim Sejjemba last September at the Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi, Kenya. He's also a winner of 2 major comps organized by the Pool Association of Uganda on the calendar of Uganda's mother body. In 2018, as a very young teenage boy, he did win the Christmas Cup Championship, taking down Charles Segawa in the final, while in 2022, the whole of 4 years later, he did win the King of the Table Championship that was organized in Kampala. At the end of the year, he did take down Hazard Lokoma, the truth, in that very memorable final at Kasba in Kampala. He's also the winner, Ibra, of 3 consecutive league titles organized by the Pool Association of Uganda, something that the guy on table, Ceazer Chandiga, has never done. He has never won the Ugandan Pool League. Nonetheless, himself, a well-accomplished player for himself and for his management team. winner and defending champion of the Queen's annual double elimination competition that normally happens once a year at the Queen's Sports Club in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. In that very memorable final, December last year, when he did take down South Africa's Jeremiah Naido in the final. He's also the winner of Uganda's biggest competition, the cup competition, the National Open Championship. That is why he has come to this venue, driving his prize that he did win from becoming Uganda's national champion in that final, in which he too defeated Lukoma Hazard in that very memorable final. And these players have shared the same platform in terms of a pool club. For once in their career, when they did become first and second Ugandan ever to play semi-professional pool in a club outside of the Ugandan borders, that was Sharks Pool Club in the Zambian Pool League. Teammates they were, helping the club, finishing second in the league season in 2022. Of course, both of them did return on the same day, December 2022. Their big friendship did not stop, but it yielded a bitter rivalry between themselves, but most especially between their two sets of fans, each one of them not believing that the other is better. Ceazer's fans who call themselves Team the Scorpion, and Ibra's fans who call themselves Team Money Made. They don't like to see eye to eye. They're not friendly at all. And for them, it is only all about the victory. They are not even interested in the money. They simply want the win. For yesterday, Ceazer tasted the first blood, and Ibra is on a mission of revenge. And believe you me, he is determined and confident and has self-belief that he can take down the Scorpion. Of course, in short races, there is no doubt he has. He can. The last 3 times they faced off in tournaments, which were all short races, most notably to 5, were won by Ibra in a quick succession in a space of 10 days, taking Ceazer Chandiga down thrice. And of course, it is during that series of performances that he did notify the entire African continent that he was ready to take on any player with an African passport in a money match, with the terms and conditions that can be agreed by either of the players. First on his radar was Bani Kamansu, who was taken down at this venue 21-14. Second was Rashid Wagaba, Dog City. Of course, there is an exemption of Joseph Kasozi and Lukoma Hazard and all players that are under the Roxbury management, because they pretty much have the same manager who would not stake against his player, against his own player. It is why Ceazer became the next player on the radar, and Ibra wanted to beat him thrice. That's why he did ask for 3 matches, something which Ceazer's management team had no issues with. Yesterday was the first. It was won by Ceazer. Today is the second, and this one will be anybody's game. Today on social media, Ceazer's fans have had a field day. Ibra will be hoping to make his fans equally happy tomorrow, and it is possible for as long as he keeps spotting like this and moving the white ball this beautifully. I'm not so sure that he has full vision of the black ball. As beautiful as the shot was, I'm not so sure that he can see the black ball in full, something that is so risky, especially when your opponent is Ceazer. Is he going for a little mass shot, carving the white ball around the black? Yes, he finds the black, but he doesn't find it well enough to pot it. That is a suspect shot from the Scorpion. The proximity between his white ball and the red ball will not be for his liking. Umpire Henry Joka will be inspecting to ensure that the white ball is touching the red ball or otherwise. And his ruling is that there is space between the white ball and the red ball. Remember, the legalities and the illegalities change if the white ball is touching the red or otherwise. If it is touching the red, the incoming player has no right to play the red ball direct. He's supposed to play away from the red ball, and in that shot there has to be a ball potted or a ball that reaches the cushion. If it is not touching, he is free to play direct into the red as long as he doesn't foul in the process. Ibra will also come to the table to inspect, to ensure that the calling of the umpire is in agreement. It seems it's a touching ball, given how Ceazer is playing, because he is playing away. He's playing away, but to have a snooker effect on Ibra, and I think it has paid off. Ibra cannot see his black. He is snookered, and it is a very sensitive snooker. And I want to believe that Ibra will be trying to play the black ball off the cushion, but with very slow energy, possibly himself snookering Ceazer. He used too much power for his liking. With a very slow shot, white ball could simply have touched the black and then remain firmly behind the black, ensuring that he snookered the Ceazer. I also want to believe that that is the idea he had in mind, but it was not well executed. Ceazer will be playing another safety, just rubbing the white ball off the red, moving the white ball leftwards to the same direction where it were before. It is a shot that is applauded by Ceazer's fans as if he himself has spotted the black. Ibra will have a chance to make correction, to make amends. Play off the cushion with little energy. Try to snooker Ceazer himself. Will he get it right this time? No, he doesn't. A clear foul it is. And umpire Henry Joko confirms Ibra in trouble here. Ceazer with 2 visits. He's free to have the cue ball in hand. He is free to play from the position of the cue ball, which is the choice he goes for. First shot is played simply to place Ceazer's reds in space. White ball good enough for putting 2 of the reds at least. The one near the corner pocket on the top leftward, which is what he's playing, moving the white ball to the midpoint of the table. And this one looks like a formality of a frame for a player of this level to win. And there we go. He could choose to tap the black. He could choose to simply roll, to tap the red, or simply to roll it to the corner pocket, as long as he is on target, just like that. Taps it, bouncing the white ball off the cushion, moving it into perfect space. And most definitely equalizing here. It is Ceazer 1 and Ibra 1. You are watching the trilogy, episode 2 of 3 money matches in series fashion between Ibrahim Sejjemba and Ceazer Chandiga. The first of which started yesterday at the same venue with $2,000 at stake, a sum that was won by Ceazer by a score of 21-15. In this one, Ibra will want to make amends, to do corrections. He is on a mission of revenge. He says, I want to extend his winning scope, especially in money matches against Ibra. These two players have faced off in 2 races to 21 twice. The first one being organized in Kampala last year at Beverly Hills in Kampala, ending 21 to 18 in Ceazer's favor. This is the third because the second is the one that was played yesterday, ending 21 to 15, also in Ceazer's favor. He is rooting for his first apple of the match and is playing well enough too. Drawing the white ball not just perfectly backwards, but also neatly. Having 3 reds on the table, all of them in perfect space, just as is the white ball and the black. A seeming formality of a clearance from the Scorpion, most likely on the little magician, as Ibra is sometimes nicknamed. A little bit of arrogance here, maybe necessary arrogance, because it paid off. First green apple of the match, break and finish from Ceazer Chandiga, who now leads 2 to Ibra's 1. And how about that overhead view? Having the bed of the table occupy about 90% of your screen. Observing the break, in my opinion, as good as the guys at the venue, especially those who are seated right near the pool table. That previous shot that Ibra has played should have been a game-winning shot pretty much. The only little problem he has that the yellow ball he has opened up still has Ceazer's red in front of it, and there is no clear passage over that yellow. If you can observe that corner pocket, which he now opens up beautifully and perfectly and nicely. Good for the eye, good to pay to watch, especially when it is 1.5 US dollars. I believe that it may or may not be enough to drink away a cold one as you enjoy this game. How good it is, even better if it is to be shared between these players. After removing off the costs of video production, then have it shared between themselves. An initiative of the Advanced Talent Agency to develop the sport using the funds of these players, online, virtual, and physical, at the venue, to improve their livelihoods by generating money for them, because the loss of $2,000 gets to be felt really by these players in case of defeat. The big consolation is they get to take home some money from this initiative. And yes, Ibra is for now down, but not out. Trying to respond to apple with apple, responding to fire with fire, responding to clearance with clearance, to beautiful white ball control with beautiful white ball control. Up against the black for his first green apple of the match. There goes Ibrahim Sejjemba 2 and Ceazer Chandiga 2. Apple after apple, 2-2. And how beautiful it would be if this match starts to show up the actual abilities of these players. They are more than capable of giving us 10, 15, 20 apples. I do trust them. I have ever seen them do exactly that. The day that Hazard took on Ceazer at this very venue, it were 17 apples, green and red, all inclusive. The day that Ceazer did take on Mansour at this very venue, it were 18 apples, green and red, included in 37 games, which is one of the best performances you'll ever see from any African players. The day that Ibra took on Mansour in their first money match, out of 4 they played to present date, they had, and we have at least have had 1 green apple per player, and the statistics team will be updating you on that time soon. By Ibra soon. Singly by Ibra in this one. I want to believe that this guy Ibra is always at his best when his break is on. Sometimes he can make in Nairobi about 1 year ago today. Is one of the best ever performances you will ever see from any Ugandan, maybe any African player. A race to 7 in the first round, a race to 13 in the final of a tournament that had 128 of the best players in Africa, and yet in the entirety of the tournament, the guy lost, was it only 7 games? The manner in which he took on final Saif Hamad 13-3. What a performance. I lost, was it only 7 games? The manner in which he took on final Saif Hamad 13-3. What a performance against the top players that the continent of Africa has. Of the match, 1 red and 1 green to lead for the second time in the race. After 5 games played, it is Ibrahim Sejjemba 3 and this is Chandiga 2. But for this time, it is a dry break from Ibra. The first dry break from himself in the match when it is players of this level. Because with a good split of the balls as this, most especially the reds, it can really feel like a gift of a frame given away, as if it is criminal to break and split the balls and not put one of them. And for what he is watching so far, level and the caliber and the magnitude in terms of ability and the achievement, and that he wants to do something he has done before to try and become $2,000 richer for the second night out of 2. A seeming red apple, a seeming 4th game in a row when these players are using 1 visit of the table to finish off a game. What a match this one is proving to be. If you're just joining the stream, you are watching world-class pool as it is right now, as Ceazer once again equalizes against Ibra as 6 games are done for now. It is Ceazer 3 and Ibra 3. promising for Ceazer. A clearance is pending. Maybe another red apple. At display. Will I say on display? Entertainment assured at the venue and the online. Appreciation to the organizers and the players, managers. It is Pool winning in this one. This time, Ceazer reacts to Ibra's failure of a clearance, with Ceazer himself failing to make a clearance, returning the advantage to Ibra to go one up in the 7th frame. Like it was yesterday, players are free to have time out of maximum 5 minutes at the end of each 10 games. I do believe that you are watching better stuff. This time, a clearly visual reduction in the change of camera angles. The size of the scoreboard not at all affecting the visualization of the table. The necessity of replays, sometimes in slow motion or otherwise. That will be top class viewing of your favorite sport, especially when it is top class players trying to prove each other wrong. This one is a difference between two players on who is better. Whatever the result of this match is, will not help bring an end to the social media outbursts between the two sets of fans, Team the Scorpion and Team Manimed respectively, who don't want to see eye to eye. Most especially Ibra's fans, who will most likely be rooting for an equalizing victory in today's match, which will make it so tricky that the last session of their matches on Saturday this weekend will be a decider of some sort should Ibra win this match. Ceazer will not let him have his way, because if he starts performing well, if he gets closer to smelling money, that's when he is at his most dangerous. But Ibra is shooting that like he is equally dangerous today, not fazed by yesterday's defeat, believing in himself, his own ability to take down the Scorpion. No doubt he can, especially with his current form. Not considering yesterday's defeat, he has been oozing with top form, especially in the last 2 months. We have seen the very best of him, including 3 consecutive victories over Ceazer, but in short races because they were midweek competitions at Amigos and the Kamocha respectively. Trying to clear this red game to put himself back in the lead, to make himself happy, to make his fans proud, to impress his management team, Roxbury, Mr. Zach Idiro, his personal manager, responsible for his welfare as a person staking his money, risking his money, but entertaining Africa. Ibra delivers, leads once again, trying to take control of the match, impressing when he needs to impress. A few unforced errors by him, nonetheless having a very good game, and he leads 4-3. A very passionate, a very capable, a very dependable official of the Pool Association of Uganda, having officiated the game for the last 15 years and still going strong. Ibra, watch the break. Oops. This time haunted, like sometimes he's haunted by the foul break. A chanting crowd Ceazer normally has when he's playing. This time they are not as loud as they normally are, and part of that reason is that because the opponent of Ceazer, who is the guy on table right now, is not giving them a field day. I love the confidence and determination and the character he has today. Focused to respond to defeat yesterday with victory today. And so far, seemingly more than capable. That is the other side of Ibra. The race is not timed, but each shot is timed. Not more than 60 seconds that these players are allowed to take in between shots. Sometimes when Ibra needs it, he will spend 50 seconds thinking, and then he plays a technical shot, a useful shot for his game, but also to play on the psyche of his opponent. And there is the psyche, throws Ceazer into an unforced error, potting but denying himself white ball for his next of 3 reds. And I believe that Ceazer can only play a safety. I'm not so sure. Red ball can pass. There are signs that it may pass. Maybe. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. And it looks even more promising from the Scorpion. One thing that has not happened at all in this frame is that no player has gotten a 2-game cushion. It has always been both players having equal scores or one of them leading by 1. This game provided an opportunity for Ibra to go 2 games up, and yet Ceazer has just played a quick recovery shot here, playing himself in trouble and playing himself out of the trouble in the very next shot. And he is seeming right now to equalize once again in frame number 8 out of 10, which make the first quarter of this match. Interesting choice of shot. Interesting movement of the white ball. A roll of the yellow ball closest to the corner pocket will give him natural white ball for the last red ball to the center pocket. Doesn't even roll it. Simply taps the cue ball, trusting his target. Both reds to the same center pocket, making it look easy and effortless to equalize against Ibra for the 4th time in this match. Umpire being the boss of the game, he has to be fresh throughout the event. It is likely that the next 10 games after the ongoing 10 will be officiated by Farida Nachiride, as these 2 umpires did exactly the same yesterday. And there comes the Scorpion on the break for the 5th time in the match. And the break is dry. And special thanks to our videography team with a good number of cameras and computers and staff of the Advanced Talent Agency working tirelessly to ensure that you get the best quality pictures that you can possibly get. In the meantime, a quick reminder that this video is in high definition quality. It is not on social media, which most of you are accustomed to watching. Social media automatically lessens the video resolution in its settings in order to lessen your data consumption. So please go to the settings of the video, like it can always be done on YouTube, and select a lower video resolution in order to consume less data. Lace data bundles. Watching Arresto 21 in high definition is for the likes of Rechombewe, the likes of Wesley Raymond Jr., on Saturday in exactly 46 hours from now at Addis Sport in Chireka in Kampala. These two players will have the last session of the trilogy. Same race, same stake, but different venue. And yet it will be the same pool table. Assembled and always reassembled by Jeff Miro, the leading technician for the game and all its accessories in the East African region. This frame will not be won by who puts most accurate near the pocket before that part of the game is opened up. It is the reason for the hide and seek tactics. This kind of game is called touch game in Zambia. And I think Zambian players are the best at touch pool on the continent. Greetings to you, Brothers Mafia. Victor Ceazer. Ade Moses Chishimba, typical touch player. Something that Kelvin Fikoti has refused to do. He plays South African pool from Zambia. Royd Kabwe, a combination of both styles. In this part of the continent, these guys love to put their balls. And those who play offensive pool here have little respect for the guys that play touch. But these rules, black ball rules, really favor the guy that likes to go for the game. So if you are an upcoming player, I would really appeal to you to play the offensive game, trying to seek solutions through offense, not through defense. But you need to be a complete player where you need to be cautious. Never forget to be cautious. You need it. You need all of the aspects. Then Ceazer equalized. Ibra went 2-1 up, then Ceazer equalized, then 3-1 up. Then, 2-1, then 3-2. Then 4-3 right now it is 4-4. There is a seeming likelihood that Ibra will once again go a fifth up, which makes the 10th frame a would-be decider for who will win the first quarter of once again. The venue for tonight's session of the trilogy is Climax Bar in Kampala. That is where magical shots like this one are happening. A shot that could look easy and formal until you're placed on the table to try and deliver a shot like that one, seeing only a little part of your red, playing exactly that little part, ensuring that you don't displace your second red at the same corner pocket where Ceazer has his yellow, and yet in the same shot also Ibra maintaining the white ball for his only would be not so good red. A tap of this last red, maybe to open up the black, maybe to have the red only into space. He opens up the black, but maybe doesn't open it too early enough to try and put it to the corner pocket. He will most likely be attempting to put that black ball to the center pocket on the right of your screen. Simply drawing the red ball, the white ball backwards after potting that red, but has to be careful because the same pocket has Ceazer's yellow. The red moved a little further than Ibra would have fancied, but I think that will do. Just a roll of the black ball to the center pocket. No need minding about the white ball because it seems safe. Ibra will take all his time because this one will ensure that he doesn't go to the first break while trailing, as was yesterday at this point of the game. It was 5-3 with himself down. Today he's refusing to go down as early as that and makes this one so perfect and so neat and so beautiful to watch. Once again he leads against Ceazer, this time 5-4. This one will be the last break of the first quarter of the match. It seems by Ceazer's action. And there was the break. There it is. The split of the balls is okay. All that way. There we are, getting closer to an equalizer, which will be the fourth, if not the fifth equalizer he's having in the same match. Going 1-0 down and equalizing, going 2-1 down and equalizing to make it 2-2, going 3-2 down and equalizing to make it 3-3, going 4-4 down and equalizing to make it, going 5-4 down and equalizing to make it now 5-5 as long as he puts this yellow. Moves the white ball to the top end of the table, leaving himself only the black ball to try and put to the corner pocket. On the bottom of your screen, here goes the last shot of the first quarter of the match. Has ended in a win of the frame for Ceazer. Umpire Henry Joko is Peter Chobe. And that beautiful overhead camera angle gives us a good vision of the break shot, but a good vision of a dry break from Ceazer. Opportunity for Ibra to regain the lead, which he has had 5 times in this match. Would you imagine? And yet he's still not having it, because every time that he has been leading, Ceazer has been responding with an equalizer, something that has been happening for the entirety of this match so far. That one will not go down as a very good shot by Ibra. I think his intention was to try and play his red ball in a bank shot by doubling it off the cushion, but play that red ball off Ceazer's yellow in which it will have a very good effect of either getting potted or occupying the pocket. In a slow shot, he got the shot wrong because there was no effect of playing it off Ceazer's yellow. He finds himself allowing Ceazer chance to try and take the game down, which Ceazer is trying to, especially with that pot of his yellow in perfect target. Suspect white ball he's giving to himself, Ceazer here, as if he's trying to pot to the center pocket. He misses. I just tried to take a look at both of the players during that 5-minute interlude they did have the first time break. They were actually just relaxing with a couple of friends and members of their management team. Ceazer relaxing with a few members of Team The Scorpion, Ibra relaxing with a few members of Team Animed and discussing nothing about the game, just relaxing. Sometimes it's a good way. Just don't talk about the game because the players, in my opinion, are playing well enough, cancelling each other out perfectly well. They simply need to keep doing what they are doing, but maybe with a little bit more accuracy. Yes, slow and tactical. In this one, Ibra is subjecting Ceazer to playing Ibra's own game. Very rarely, very seldom that will Ceazer play that defensive game, playing safety after safety. He's being subjected to exactly that by Ibra, and that shot has thrown Ceazer into a miss that could give Ibra an opportunity to try and make a clearance. Ibra's big problem now is one of his reds that is nearly frozen against the cushion, especially should you look at the cushion that's top of your screen, top corner, that red in between about 3 or 4 yellows. And if Ibra is to win this frame, he will win it because of how well he will negotiate his way. Just along that pocket, gives himself white ball. Most likely, Ibra being Ibra, to simply play safe, play that red ball near that top corner pocket, not to pot. Most likely. And there he goes. He plays safe. He doesn't pot. Gives the white ball to Ceazer. One of the white balls that you can call a useless white. Can't do much. Of course, the yellow ball nearest to the white ball is potable diagonally to the corner pocket, top right of your screen. But it is what happens after that, because Ceazer has a lot of potting ability. You will think that he will pot if he goes for that shot. But what happens thereafter is what matters here. And knowing that not good white ball, he plays somewhat a safety shot himself. That is a foul by Ibra, an unforced error. Gifting a good opportunity of controlling the frame away to a player this good. Maybe losing somewhat the control of this match, because Ibra has been the guy that has been in the lead, and Ceazer always trying only to play catch up, to play equalizer. After that free shot, you want to think that this is Ceazer playing to lead for once in the match. With now only 4 yellows, all of them are placed so neatly in space at one end of the table. That one will be a training routine clearance. Maybe not even a training routine clearance. Players of this level wouldn't give a game to themselves as easy as this one to clear in their training session. A frame like this one, even Priscilla Chisoro would clear. It looked ever so obvious that his run of play will end in him playing the black, and not only playing the black, it will end in him putting the black to the center pocket. Lead. He's starting to lose grasp of this match, Ibra. Lost the previous match to an unforced error in which he fouled when he did have the frame in control. With Ceazer clearing the table courtesy of the two visits, and yet Ibra's next shot is a dry break that looks so dangerous when you are playing against a player of Ceazer's magnitude. And our statistics team will be shortly updating the scores. It's 4 dry breaks now from Ibra. Has fouled twice in the match, in which Ceazer has not yet fouled. Little details of those shots. Simple pot of a ball, but playing the white ball with some kind of spin, moving it slightly in position. He's contemplating how to get white ball for the next shot. It seems the pot is obvious here, because these are top players against each other. Look at the pot, enjoy the movement of the white ball. There we are. White ball moves maybe just a little too close. The fans say they are getting entertained. It is what they are shouting to him. His fans who are at the venue, Ceazer. And they are growing in numbers. And they are paying to access the venue. Maybe not yet to the numbers of yesterday, but now a big crowd of about 300 people. At least yesterday by the end of the match, they were way over 400 people. And here comes the Scorpion. For the third time in a match, when Ibra fouled on the break, for the third time Ceazer on the black, and for the third time taking the game away when Ibra gifts him with a dry break. There goes the Scorpion with his other of the various red apples he's getting in the game. He now improves his lead to 2. It's Ceazer Chandiga 7 and Ibrahim Sejjemba 5. This time, Ceazer 2 fouls on the break advantage. Ibra. And from an Ibra perspective, and from a team management perspective, this one is a likelihood of Ibra this time trying to play catch up, at least coming one back very crucially, because allowing Ceazer take a 3-game lead sometimes it is not very healthy, especially in a long race, because he is a very solid long racer. Ibra is a very good long racer himself, but statistically speaking, Ceazer could be the best long racer on the African continent. Ibra himself, a winner of so many money matches. This year alone, he has only lost one money match, Ibra, a long race, which he did lose 24 hours ago to the same player he's facing off right now. But in such long races, he has taken down Dog City twice. Rashid Wagaba, he has taken down Mansour, one of his fiercest opponents. And he's trying to play catch up on Ceazer. Ibra has also won a number of money matches away from home soil. He did take on all of the best players in Rwanda in his tour of Kigali sometime last year, winning all money matches that he did play there. He did make a tour of Kenya, handicapping some of the best players in the country and beating them, and then taking down Damian Overton, thought to be the best player in Kenya at that time, at his own home turf at the Grand Michana, at Michana Pub and Grill in Nairobi. He will need the quality he displayed, taking down all of those opponents, to take down just one opponent today in Ceazer. His 3 good shots away, maybe 4, from pulling one back in a match that he has been leading, and then seeing his opponent equalize, something that happened 5 times. But for the 5th time, which was the last frame of the first quarter, after the timeout, Ceazer came back and won 2 in a row. It is Ibra's turn to play catch up. And speaking of playing catch up, he must use this opportunity which has come begging after Ceazer fouling on the breaks bar in Kampala. Match organized by the Advanced Talent Agency. Not only are they organizers, but also Ceazer's management team. They are witnessing Ibrahim Sejjemba treating Ceazer to a test of his own medicine in this ongoing frame. Every time that Ibra has fouled on the break in this match, so far Ceazer has been coming up to making single visit clearances. This time it has been Ceazer fouling on the break, and it is Ibra's turn to make a single visit clearance in the same match. Why he's taking time to think is, I believe, the fact that Ceazer's yellow near the center pocket will naturally intercept the movement of the white ball. He uses it, the yellow ball, Ibra, to his perfect advantage. As a skilled player, an experienced player, a mature shooter, using yellow only as support instead of the same yellow being a disadvantage. Turning misfortune into fortune. Ibra pulls one back after that red apple. Ibra 6, Ceazer 7. Another dry break. The ball Ceazer is trying to pot is the would be most difficult ball on the table. He's made it disappear and put himself in pole position once again to regain the 2-game lead that he did have after playing 2 games of this ongoing second quarter of the match, which is now tight at 6-7, seemingly in the next 1 minute or less about to become 8-6. Frame number 14, this one is out of potentially 41 frames of the second episode of the trilogy, a series of 3 money match sessions happening between Ibrahim Sejjemba and Ceazer Chandiga, organized by the Advanced Talent Agency. It's as if that red ball reached the jaws of the pocket and thought about itself whether or not to go in or not, and then made up its mind to go in. And this is a places the cue ball in a position he still would have placed it if he were given chance to place it by hand. The pot of this black regains the Scorpion the 2-game lead. It is now 8-6, self $300 US. A draw that will be conducted after the 3rd match, maybe on Sunday. But if it is many people who give the exact prediction, it will be a draw conducted, and then one will take the $300 from whichever country they are. And yet Ceazer fouls on the break, and yet Ibra gets another opportunity to come only within 1 frame of Ceazer. Being cheered on by his fans, especially those who are at the venue, encouraging him that he can still do it. No doubt that he can, Ibrahim Sejjemba, as long as he can utilize opportunities like these ones which come especially his opponents fouling on the break, but also has to utilize his own opportunities, breaking well, punish all unforced errors. Every time that an opportunity is gotten, sometimes when it is players of this level, you can win, or will I say you can lose. even though you are not playing bad at all. Both of them can play well, but still one of them will be the winner. Ibra has demonstrated in this match before that when there is an obstacle of the opponent's ball, he uses it as support. Look at the black. It is only support. Now predictable play. These guys are treating us too, but very good predictable play. Here he goes. Draws the white ball a little backwards with the clear intention to try and put black ball to the corner pocket top left of your screen, something that sometimes he will do even with his eyes closed. Yes, not only will not close his eyes, he will open them wide open and records another. He's making baby steps, Ibra, to trying to regain control of this match. Sometimes both of these players have gotten similar way of winning against each other in very critical frames. Most of the time, the break has been the determinant of who between Ibra and Ceazer wins a particular frame or not. Oops. In life, there is that moment when they say a human being is beautiful but unlucky. In this frame, the intention has been spot on, the execution just a little bit unlucky. Ibra's intention was white ball to open up the black. He ended up having the white ball in the pocket. And instead his opponent opens up the black, dangerously looking for Ibra. Ceazer almost did exactly the same. He will come out lucky for this one. I'm not so sure. He would easily put those two yellows by connection playing yellow to connect to yellow, to put yellow to the corner pocket. If he does that one perfectly, you think that he would be good to go. Yes, he puts. It is looking right now like Ceazer is regaining a 2-game cushion, which he has gotten before. Lost it to 1. Has another chance to try and take control of this match. He's starting to ignite the chants of his fans, who most of the time like to support him while chanting his name. 2 more yellows. One of them is down, having himself accurate white ball, which he will need to probably simply tap the yellow ball as long as he's on target, which he is. Has the easiest spot of the black he has gotten in the still a little bit of difficulty because of the position of the white ball, but it is not a problem to the little magician, starting to deliver the magic that has won him comp after comp after comp in Uganda all over the years since 2017 up to present date. A tournament 1 in Zambia, a tournament 1 in Kenya, a tournament 1 in Rwanda. A series of tournaments won in Zambia, multitudes of tournaments he has won in Uganda, only at the age of 25, without a shadow of a doubt one of the best players that this country has ever produced. And many times showing exactly how and exactly why. Many of fellow players who are so friendly with Ibra came yesterday, supporting him fondly, Of course, they went home with somewhat disappointed because it's Ceazer who won today. Majority of them are deciding only to watch online. The likes of Hazard, who I think supported Ibra because he just wanted Ceazer to win. The likes of Joseph Kasozi, friends with both of them but more friendly with Ibra. Yes, the white ball will do. As it was moving, it looked a little bit suspect. In fact, Ibra is not so certain that he can see his red ball enough to try and pot it. From my viewing angle, it seems he can see it enough from where I'm viewing. But my view has no effect on whatever Ibra is contemplating. No doubt he can see the red. Whether or not he can pot it is a different thing, and whether or not he will find the white ball for black if he pots is totally more different. And yet, it is all that matters. Now here comes the little magician. Plays off the cushion. That was a little bit risky. Unless my viewing position misguided me to the effect of thinking that he could not see his ball at all. If I were him, I would have played the only part of the red that I'm seeing to try, if not pot it, at least pack it to that corner pocket. Top of your screen. Actually, the corner pocket, bottom of your screen, is finding himself giving away opportunity, which you would have seen him go within one game of Ceazer. The same opportunity is returned to Ceazer to take a 3-game lead for the very first time in this match, something that will see Ibra living so dangerously, like I've said before. Because Ceazer has had the best statistics in terms of money matches won, not only against Ibra, but also against any of the top players on the entire African continent. Only one player has got better money match statistics in long races than Ceazer, that is Jeremiah Naido, the South African Ganda. But out of 4 races played with Eden, Ceazer has won thrice. And Eden in Johannesburg. Ceazer has better head-to-head statistics. 10-7 after 17 games played. Ceazer 10 and Ibra 7. Especially considering Ceazer's past performances in money matches against players of Ibra's level, if not better. And from our statistics team, only one green apple from either of the players. 5 red apples so far, with the Ibra 3 and the Ceazer 2. 3 fouls have been committed in this match. Ceazer once, Ceazer twice, and yes, twice. 4 dry breaks from Ibra compared to Ceazer's twice. 3 fouls in the match so far, all of them committed by Ibra. And from the statistics, you can clearly understand why Ceazer is leading, because of the dry break and because of the foul shot. Well. And it is Ceazer's fans who are having a field day at Climax Bar here. Yes, the break is as critical as the word critical itself. Ceazer fouls on the break. In terms of putting the white ball on the break, Ceazer has been negatively dominant, putting the white ball thrice on the break and Ibra once. But in terms of not putting a ball on the break, Ibra has done it 4 times compared to Ceazer's twice. In terms of fouls, Ibra has fouled thrice, putting the white ball at any point during the game besides the break thrice, and Ceazer has. To watch them for a fee that is streamed directly to the put whichever of those 2 yellows he wants first, giving him natural white for the other. And in 1 minute or less, he will most likely be playing the black, which is pretty much in perfect position in space for Ibra to win the 19th game out of a potential of 41 which are still ongoing tonight here at Climax Bar in Kampala. And thank you for watching. Council Waswa Peace, enjoying the game from Uganda's eastern city of Jinja. And there goes the white ball bouncing off 2 cushions in follow motion, top spin by Ibra with that leftward motion of the white ball, moving it directly towards the black and taking this of another red apple after a foul break by Ceazer. Ibra 8 and Ceazer 11. This being frame number 20 will be the last of the first half. I normally like to divide a race to 41 between 2 quarters. The first quarter of 10, the second quarter of 10, the third quarter of 10, and the last quarter of 10. If the score is 20-20 at the end of the 4th quarter is when we have a decider. This a 6th, not a 5th dry break from Ibra. Not a 5th dry break Looking promising for Ceazer, looking dangerous for Ibra. He's playing the reds. He's having this little matter of the red ball that is so near the cushion. It is the one and only would be red ball, and yet he has perfect white ball for it. He could put it direct or off Ibra's yellow. He goes off the yellow simply to displace Ibra's ball, and in the same shot maintaining white ball for his next red, which he also puts perfectly. I'm not so sure that he intended to use Ibra's yellow for support. Actually, he may not be so happy with the final resting position of the white ball. Goes for the roll of his yellow and misses it, and gives opportunity back to Ibra in this frame at least to play. Well, it looks possible for Ibra to steal this game away. When you are the player, you want to go into any break having won the last game that you would have played in the previous quarter. The last game that is played in an ending quarter and the first game that is played in a beginning quarter is always a moment of psychological advantage, something that Ceazer did utilize at the end and start of the first quarter and last respectively. I'm not so sure that Ibra will be happy with himself with this shot. Nonetheless, these are top players against each other. He has the option to put one of his yellows diagonally, the one in between the two yellows around the center pocket and the one yellow which is near where he's standing, that one in the middle. Putting it, maybe using the white ball to split up the other two yellows if he's on target. He doesn't even need to split them. He plays the white ball even better to a position where he can put another yellow ball diagonally to the same pocket as he did the last. There he goes, must be on target. On target he is. Moves the white ball the entire width of the table, getting good angle to put the one and only would-be yellow ball that he is left with on the table, Ibrahim Sejjemba. Over the first half, he knows how to manipulate his short body even when the positioning of the white ball needs a little bit of height. It is normally not a problem. Here he is, and that will be a good movement of the white ball because he can put the black ball diagonally to that corner pocket on the left of your screen. He will take his time, why not? 60 seconds is a lot of time. Most of these players don't even need it. Ibra versus the black for the very last time in the first half of the second match of the trilogy. Yes, he puts and pulls another back. He went 4 games down, and yet for now he is only 2 games down after winning 2 in quick succession. At half time, it is Ibrahim Sejjemba 9, Ibra needs a big break, but also a good break, at least to split the balls very well, but most importantly, put a ball which is not the white ball here. The split is fine. A red ball is open. The table is open. The red balls are clearly better positioned than the yellows. Ibra has a chance to pull another back. Can't believe that given the abilities of both of these players, have not been exactly potting as many green apples than you would have fancied. Apples have been there in number actually so far 10, but green apples are standing still at 1 apiece. So once again, a green apple is where a player breaks and finishes, like Ibra. If he finishes this game in his current visit of the table, it is a green apple, where the opponent doesn't get a chance at all to play in the frame. A red apple is where a game that is broken by the opponent is finished by the incoming player in one visit of the table. It is a culture that was given birth to in South Africa. I understand Johannesburg, where a player who broke and finished was given an actual green apple to eat, and the name of the victory of the same frame was adopted from that green apple, and then red apple respectively. The name has now been adopted all over the world. Thank you, South Africa, for giving us that one. A section of fans are yearning for these two guys to put aside their differences as rivals and then team up in doubles pool, playing against the South African pair of Aiden and Jerry. And wouldn't that be nice? It is something I've been getting from the reactions of some of you guys to these videos. Having a chance for a second green apple of the match, which will be 6th apple overall. And by the way, most of the games that Ibra has been winning have been apples, only that most of them have been red ones. Yes, going for a second green one, which would be, like I said before, a 7th overall, needing maybe to roll that red ball to the corner pocket on the problem that it has that angle, which if misguided will report the white ball to the center pocket later on. Well, that is nice recovery, at least nice, because instead of rolling the ball, because of the risk factor of the white ball, he decided to play it backwards in a hard shot. He now has yellow ball, has red ball for the center pocket. White ball is played just enough. And this is Ibra going for green apple number 2 of himself in the tournament, but also apple number 7 overall up against the black. Yes, he gets it. Green apple. Ibrahim Sejjemba 10, Ceazer Chandiga 12. A third dry break by Ceazer compared to 5 dry breaks in the match by Ibra. And yet, the actual scores are a difference of 2. And given that for most of the dry breaks Ibra has been having, Ceazer has been making a single visit clearance, you would simply assert that the difference between the players in the match is only and only the break. Thank you for watching. James Baiga, hoping and rooting for an Ibra victory. Thank you for watching. Robert Onekalit, hoping and praying for a Ceazer victory so that you can make noise on the social platforms tomorrow morning, maybe for the whole week. The guy doesn't know how to control himself when things are not going so well for Ceazer. Thank you for watching. Zach Idiro must be watching from Roxbury in Chiwanga. Just hoping for and Ibra win, taking the win if Ibra wins, and allowing Ibra to take the money like he always does. This is Ibra coming within one of Ceazer, something which if he does, as it will most likely seem, will make this match even more interesting than it has been at any point in this match. Umpire Henry Juko comes even closer to inspect, to make sure that whatever Ibra does is done within the rules. Remember, it is the third session of the match. Umpires are officiating session by session. 30 seconds Ibra has before he plays his next shot. He doesn't need all that time. I'm not so sure that he will be so happy with his white ball. Maybe the warning of the umpire that 30 seconds are left did have him play under a little bit more pressure than he would have fancied. White ball moving a bigger distance than he would have wanted. Wow, well. I think that will do. If he can have a sharp slice of the black ball to the corner pocket, which looks very unlikely, maybe close to impossible. From the camera angle, it looks impossible. Looking at the table itself, it looks very unlikely but possible. I'm not so sure which kind of shot Ibra is going for. Well, it is a miss. A very unfortunate miss. A very risk that could gift this frame to Ceazer. It is now just 5 yellows to go. A series of yellow balls he will finish again and again and again any day. Even if it were in a money match of this magnitude when the player is trying to mount a comeback on him. With pretty much no effort taken and yet certainty of the outcome of Ibra's miss of the black ball, especially when Ceazer is in action. There he goes. That fight he has gotten is for the one and only would be bad yellow ball on the table. Not only does the white ball help him pot it, it moves naturally for him to get another for the second yellow. Now towards the corner pocket. Top left, and then the other yellow going for the corner pocket. Now on the right. Depending on the angle in which you are watching. Natural of the ball, right ball moving towards the midway of the table. Taking no time to punish Ibra for moving the white ball not well enough for the black. While I was sharing the same house with him overnight, it is the most devastating moment that I have ever seen with this young man. Losing that money match in which Sakala had no right to come from 11-3 down and win, and yet he did win. Actually, it was the rest of 15. It ended 15-4, not 16-15. Imagine 11-3 down. $1,000 by then at stake. For now, it is twice the amount. An even stronger opponent who is having a 3-game cushion, and yet the game is growing even older. This one will be a very important session, a very important quarter of the match, especially for Ibra. It is a session he should use to try and make his intention clear, to make his kind of play purposeful, to put Ceazer under pressure, to drain the energy out of Ceazer's fans by Ibra himself winning a series of games, to try and make them a little bit hopeless, not in a bad way, but to lose hope. Outside of that, he is playing inside the Ceazer's jaws. And thank you for watching. Hans Rugari, watching from Lusaka in Zambia, patron of the Uganda national pool team. The Pool Cranes, also head of marketing at the All Africa Pool Championships. A guy that has connected the entire Africa himself, ensuring that the membership of the AAPA grows from 3 in 2019 when he became marketing manager to now about 15, having the All Africa Pool Championships grow bigger and bigger and bigger with each passing event. And hopefully both Ibra and Ceazer will always be part and parcel of that episode for as long as they are shooting as well as they are right now. But that will not be one of the good shots that Ibra is displaying in this competition today. Lot of focus was on the movement of the white ball. He ended up missing out on the more critical part of the shot, that is getting his ball potted. Advantage Ceazer. A few games Ceazer has been winning have been frames that have been stolen away from the jaws of Ibra. The last frame was exactly so. This one may be exactly the same. A little bit difficult, a shot here. White ball is tricky. White ball was tricky. Ceazer was just a little bit lucky. It would have been worse for him. There are two options of the white ball getting potted, either direct or off Ibra's yellow. He ended up a little bit lucky. Has got sight of one of his reds. The way he's playing seems he has the confidence to try and pot that red ball. The kind of shot that is normally done when these players are playing penalties after drawing in some of the tournament regulations, and he faces the same shot in a tournament and gets it wrong. Advantage of the match with money at stake, and yet Ceazer becomes increasingly more dangerous the closer he gets to the money, the more he smells money. One of his first managers, Hans Rugari, did nickname him the tax man, because he thought that Ceazer was always taxing his opponents like he could do here if he wins this game, collecting tax from Ibra. But for that shot that has just ended by Ceazer, it was as if the tax collector has momentarily become the tax defaulter. A neutral fan may want this game to go to the wire. We'll want Ibra to win a series of games such that we have something like 2020. It will become even more interesting if Ibra finds a way of winning this one, because tomorrow's match will be bigger. Maybe the biggest of them all in the trilogy. You cannot get a better snooker than that one. Ceazer can't see his red, and yet seeing it would almost guarantee a foul, which was always guaranteed even before the shot was played. Advantage Ibra. Could play any of the yellows or the black, depending on what his mind gives him for the free shot. Just to give himself comfort as he plays, he may opt to play Ceazer's red dead. Maybe decides it's not worth it. He's playing as if he has one shot, but he will be good to go. I like how he normally uses the nearing ball as white ball for the next shot. This time he doesn't need the white ball to contact the black at all. He gets a shot that is pretty much straight. Try and put that black to the corner pocket. which he does, and does so easily, and comes right now within only 2 games of Ceazer. At one point, Ceazer led 4 games. Now it is only 13 for Ceazer and 11 for Ibra. It is anybody's game, this one. Attempt of another green apple. In terms of green apples, both of these players, I would say, have not delivered so far. Only 3 of them in this competition, 2 for Ibra and 1 for Ceazer. In terms of red ones, we have had 8, 4 apiece. A big likelihood of another green apple in this one. Most especially when this guy that is nicknamed Scorpion is the guy that is in play. Most of the times leading at this stage. And how about that? Most likely move leftwards. Just like that, just like that. Well, I'm not so sure that will do. The white ball is too close to Ibra's red for Ceazer's liking. There is a black just next door. He's going for the diagonal shot to the corner pocket. It won't come easy. With these players, it's always possible. Aiming for the pocket on the top left. Here he goes. Here he goes. Not easy, but possible. Sometimes you just wonder what you can do better than you are doing when you are an opponent of this guy. Because at least for this third, the little problem that Ceazer will be having in his attempt for clearness is that the yellow, which is almost touching the black. But yet he seems to have gotten white ball for. The third quarter is seemingly the fastest of them all so far. A match where clearly the break is the big difference between these players today. Just the break, just this shot. In this one yellow is potted, and yet the yellows are clearly positioned better, and yet he has 1 yellow to pot, at least the one to the corner pocket closest to your screen on the right. The table is closed. Ceazer is playing yellows. Move the white ball a big distance, which clearly he didn't want. Probably the yellow was intercepted by Ibra's reds now to Ceazer's disliking. He has now work to do to try and score another green apple, which will only be the third for him in the match, a 5th overall, but a 13th in terms of red and green apples for both players combined. For once, Ceazer is scared of going for it, going for another apple. For once, just for once, the other side of Ceazer. These 3 matches are a big test of both of these players. But given the score for yesterday's game and the current score right now, they are a big test now for Ibra. Because the more this game drags on like this, the more likely that Ceazer could most definitely end up winning. Making Saturday's game do or die stuff for Ibra. Who, by the way, for both of these players, full amount of money for all of the 3 races has already been handed in. Therefore, win or lose for Ibra or Ceazer tonight, there will be nowhere to hide. They have to play the 3rd race on a Saturday. And then after, bound Ibra as he proceeds with an attempt of a single clearance. Is bound for the National Open Championship of the Police Station of Uganda Grand Finals mid-November. Bound for Lusaka, Zambia. 1 week later for the Billiards Cafe Double Elimination Competition. Bound for Nairobi, Ngong Road for the Grand Michana Open Championship with $5,000 where he will participate as defending champion. There was even an attempt by his management team to have him for the ultimate pool stop at Marrakesh, Morocco, but the gestation period for Moroccan visa is quite long for him to start right now. But how about such beautiful shots being watched for a small pay, getting the continent and beyond entertained to the maximum. Can't afford to miss, has to make big spin on the white ball following the red top spin. I'm not so sure that will do. The intention was clear. Use white ball to open up that pocket which has Ceazer's yellow occupying, and yet there is the crucial black ball right behind. There was no luck. And this seems like right now advantage is Ceazer, because even if Ibra puts the red ball to the center pocket as expected, and yet even the expectation comes short. This is what is called living dangerously, most especially when your opponent is this guy donning the cream t-shirt dubbed the Advanced Talent Agency. He simply plays his only would-be bad ball in space. The same shot that has an effect of snookering Ibra, daring him to foul. In a situation where I think even Ibra finding his red is not enough. Yes, he finds it. As long as he doesn't pot, it is still him playing in Ceazer's jaws. And by Ceazer opening up the pocket that does have the black ball, that did have the black ball, because it's now past tense. Very clear. He has only one thing in his mind: finish his yellow game in his current visit of the Thames in this match. Again, Ceazer shows up his other side as a player, that he can be technical and tactical. Doesn't have to necessarily pot for the sake of potting. I'm not so sure that Ibra is totally snookered. What I'm sure of is that he doesn't have the white ball, which he would have wanted to have. And in situations like this, it is the player that has the biggest amount of balls on the table that is having the game in their control. In this case, the 4 yellows are for Ceazer. There comes Ibra. For a time, I thought Ceazer's little bit of complacency failing to snooker Ibra completely was just about to be utilized by Ibra, but it was not enough in terms of how Ibra took advantage. Ceazer will have another chance, I think, to play snooker. Simply play his yellow ball that is next to the nearest to the black ball in space, moving the white ball towards the bottom end of your viewing area. I think he doesn't want to listen to me. Not that he's supposed to listen to me. Not that he's even listening to me. Not that I even said the right thing. Entertaining his gliding. He's having now a smell of the money. Sometimes the things that he does become so predictable, especially when you watch him as many times I do. All right. Now that is beauty. The ordinary player would have gone for the center pocket. The Ceazer is not the ordinary player, goes for the corner pocket because it was giving him better chance of getting white ball for the black, which was gotten so accurately. It is now 16 for Ceazer and 11 for Ibra. As we stand, as the statistics shortly get relayed on your screen by our statistics team, it is 6 dry breaks by Ibra, for Ibra and Ceazer respectively, 2 green uppers apiece. The difference between themselves has been in terms of fouls and dry breaks right now. 4 dry breaks by Ceazer, 6 dry breaks by Ibra. That is 2 games difference, and 3 fouls by Ibra, and yet only 1 foul by Ceazer. Another dry break is seemingly about to be punished by another clearance by Ceazer. And how about that for a gliding movement of the white ball? The spin effect on it had not to be affected by interception of Ceazer's white by Ibra's red up against the black, and misses. And I think finally Ceazer commits a foul. That is at least granting Ibra opportunity to pull another one back. It is only the second time that Ceazer is potting the white ball in the match out of 27 games played, compared to the 3 times that Ibra has potted the white ball in the match, excluding the 2 times that he has potted the same white ball on the break, making a total of 5 fouls by Ibra. And yes, 5 fouls by Ceazer. With the little difference being that the majority of Ibra's fouls have been on the break. The majority of Ceazer's fouls have been right during play. No prizes for getting what's about to come next. It is the little magician now with a big task. I want to think that it's even bigger than the task he did have yesterday at this time of the match. 5 games down. Now 4 games down. Pretty much 4. There we go. It is now 12 for Ibra and 16 for Ceazer, making a total of 28 games played. We are way past halftime. We have actually played more than 2/3 of the match. If we are to take it to the decider, after 2 games, we shall be having another 5-minute break, and then we return for the last bit of action of this second session of the trilogy. 2 Ugandans, pretty much around the same age. Ibra 1 year older, if not months, at 25. Ceazer at 24. Taking down each other. Ibra became a recognized player, a top player, way before Ibra. By 2016, Ibra was very respected, although very young. Ceazer was never known outside of his village, but by 2018, Ceazer had made a mark in Kampala. By 2020, he had started making a claim to being Uganda's best player, something that he has gotten without a shadow of a doubt today. Getting it off amongst other players, Ibra. Dry break from Ceazer. Again. In a match that so far having the separation of the players, especially in scores, by the break and the foul shot so far. I believe you're watching. Thank you for watching today. Swali and Sejjemba, I believe that you are watching. Last time I checked, I saw your account being activated for today. Little shots that are so significant for Ceazer. Each game that he can win is putting Ibra's situation even in more danger. What will Ibra do here? For a recovery, unfortunately, he does the exact opposite. He puts the white ball, he fouls. The interesting bit is that all fouls that have been committed in this match, either on the break or during play, have been one and exactly the same. It has been the white ball being potted. There has been no foul like playing the wrong ball or playing ball that doesn't reach the cushion or any of those other ways that are standard black ball fouls. And how well will Ceazer try to move this cushion to the right end of the table. This fan say that's enough. He can decide to choose either of the two yellows to start with. Starts with the one in the center. The simple roll of the symbol. White ball moving towards that point where you can see the black ball. Just like that. That will do. Goes for the same pocket. I thought he will simply use red as support to try and put black ball to the corresponding corner pocket. Decides to have both balls to the same corner pocket and wins another. It is now with $2,000 at stake. Ceazer is wasting no time every time he's given a chance, even if it is half an opportunity. This one will be game number 18 out of 30 in what is becoming right now a dominant display of pool by Ceazer in compared to his opponent. Up against black, out of 30 games, a very respectable 18th is being won by the Scorpion here, courtesy of a red apple. At least it seems like from the time break. I always like to say that the player who comes back after the time break winning the first game, may have gotten the better team talk from their respective management team, and it seems this one will be Ibra. Right from the break, on to the black. White seems safe, and yes, he pulls one back. He is leaving dangerously, but at least pulls one back. Keeps himself alive, trying to put himself a little bit in confident mode. Try to silence Ceazer's fans. Try to put Ceazer under pressure. Do the little things, win one game at a time, and maybe lower the gap, lower the deficit, and before you know, we could have a game on. It is not over. Like they say, it is never over until it's over. And yet in the meantime, our technology team is done in terms of providing you a facility to lessen your video resolution. Look at your video at the right corner. The icon that pops up on the right bottom corner, the one for settings. Select the quality of the video that you want. You can lower the resolution in order to spend less data while watching. The same way most of you normally do it on YouTube. Go to the settings of the video, the icon that pops up on the bottom right corner. For settings, then you could select quality. Then there is auto, then there is 360 and more. You can select as low as you want. Of course, it will be less sharp images, but similar to social media, those that are surely affordable by all pool lovers. You can also go to the Bet Live option on the ATA homepage. Then you try and predict the winners of all of the matches, including yesterday. You probably did predict yesterday. And then today, those of you who have not yet predicted, then tomorrow, one of you will win $300. So when the matches are done, it will be a live draw if many people predict the right score for all of the 3 matches. But you can simply choose to predict who will win, most especially this match and tomorrow's match. If you already predicted yesterday's match, if you get all 3 correct, one of the people who will predict all 3 correct will definitely win $300 irrespective of your country of viewing. Ibra again. All right. As if he's kind of possessed, this guy right now. He is playing like a possessed person. Maybe he cares less now. He knows that he is having a big deficit. He knows that Ceazer is the overwhelming favorite to win. He's deciding just to play his game, and it's something that could work out for him in his favor. If he can win 2 games with 2 single visit clearances, Ceazer will think, hey, maybe this is not yet done and dusted. Maybe it could bring him under a little bit of pressure. This one will look even better as a clearance than the previous one that Ibra did win on Ceazer. In this very last quarter of the match, perfect way to draw the white ball backwards. It moved a little bit further than he would have fancied, but he will be still okay. And there we go. And there we are. 18. It is again 18-14. Ceazer is 3 games away from the victory. Ibra is 4 games away from Ceazer. It's been all Ibra since the start of this 4th quarter. Less than a quarter of this match is left to be played. Tomorrow these guys will be resting, and then they conclude the series on Saturday. Yes, another dry break from Ceazer. The break has not been good at all for both of these players, by the way. If it were showcasing how well to break a game, tonight wouldn't be the right time to showcase. Lots of dry breaks and foul breaks. It is that aspect of the game which today has demonstrated that both have areas where to work on clearly. By the way, I don't think after playing with Ceazer thrice, irrespective of the result, that Ibra's call for action against players from Africa will stop. He is having interest in moving south to Zimbabwe, taking on whoever holds a Zimbabwean passport and is willing and able to stake against him. So get in touch. Maluva Eshka Sakala. Even Mr. Apple Arena will do, and I'm talking of my. But what is being done here is Ibra attempting following the yellow, but not to the pocket, not to the center pocket, of course, but to yellow ball to the bottom end of the table, the one closest to your screen, the end closest to your screen. Right now, the end. Actually, he goes for a much different shot. He's snookered him, taking note of all the statistics for using the word cheating when using a YouTube. It is a yellow ball putted on the break. It is a generally good break because the split of the balls is fair enough, most especially the reds, because the yellows do have that small bit of problem at that center pocket closest to your screen where we have one yellow packed by but frozen against the cushion. The rest are seemingly okay. It is the reason why Ceazer is selecting to go for the reds, trying to get another green up for himself, trying to come within one game of the victory. A game that has seen us lots of brilliant clearances, but also lots, not lots, but a few unforced errors from both players. A game that has seen how not yet there both of these players are, most especially in terms of the break. Yes, many of the times both of them have been clearing the table quite well, but any top player will be looking at how well they've been breaking or how badly they've been breaking generally, and will be thinking that maybe I can take on one of these guys. Ever closer, ever more ambitious. Ceazer can sense the smell of money in his sight. Maybe in his proximity. I'm not so sure that smell can be seen. What can be seen is the fact that Ceazer is closer to a 20th, which will make him closest to the magic figure of 21 in his quest to win a second consecutive money match against Ibrahim Sejjemba here at Climax Bar in Kampala. You would suspect the need to put both red and black to the same pocket, which is the kind of white ball he plays, which is the perfection with which he plays that very important shot. Ceazer against the black for the 20th time Out of 35 games, he regains a 5-game cushion, but most importantly, Ceazer is 1 game away. It is a dry break. Ceazer's fans start to count from 41 to 40. Their signature anthem when Ceazer is about to make a clearance that will normally win him a long-awaited match, sometimes a long-awaited tournament. They are having a field day here at Climax. Of all their opponents that they have in Uganda, they are trying to take down the same opponent for a second time in a second consecutive day. Ceazer facing an open table, but crucially for himself, facing an opportunity to become $2,000 richer in the second consecutive night. And that is how he closes the table, playing the yellows. One, two, three, four, 5 yellows now. In my opinion, a tricky looking game, especially that yellow which is touching the red near that top end of your screen. His little shots are an attempt to open up that actual yellow. The white ball is so close to that yellow for Ceazer's liking. He will have his mind all around that ball. If he finds a way of potting using the white ball to open up that yellow ball which is frozen against the red, he will think that he will be home and dry. A frame that will not only mean victory, not only mean more money, but also Sejjemba Ibra to the second consecutive defeat with the same exact score that it was exactly 24 hours ago. It is easier said than done. This is not an easy win for any player, even if that player is Ceazer. And I'm talking about this kind of clearance. I'm not so sure that the yellow ball is passable to the corner pocket, top right. But there he goes, trying to put it off the red and gets the shot all wrong. Advantage for Ibra at least to play again in this frame and indeed in this match. And if you came to Climax Bar right now, you will not get anywhere to sit. The place has filled up, not as fast as it was yesterday, but at the end of the day, it is now a fun affair. One set of fans right now completely silent as their player rotates and inspects the table, trying to win 6 games in a row. Another set of fans are anticipating and expecting and rooting for victory. He will take all the time he has in the world, Ibra, because he knows that losing this frame is a loss of $2,000. That is the beauty of the cushion and of the yellow. The beauty of television replays. We need to look at that one again. Look at that. That one is one of those ones which I'm sure you would gladly watch for a pay. Ibra making one of the better clearances of the match at a time when he's shooting pretty much desperately. He can no longer afford to miss a shot, can no longer afford to lose a game. Losing a game, fouling. We need to have a replay scene of the moment that is most likely winning for a second time in 2 days. 2,000 US dollars for Ceazer Chandiga against the same player in Ibrahim Sejjemba. Most likely with the same score of 21 to 20, still 21 to 15. It is still 20 to 15, but he seems home and dry. Very unlikely that he will ever allow you to return to the table when you give him a chance with only 3 balls on the table and with 2 shots. A cue ball in hand, a chance to play a free shot, and then follow it up with a clearance of 3 yellows and a black, which will be an opportunity to get some pride, to make his fans happy and his management team. And yet this time, it is not enough. One of those very rare times that 2 shots are in a large part misused by Ceazer. Nonetheless, doesn't give the white ball away so cheaply. Ibra will need a very sharp cut of the red ball. And hopefully get a good white ball for the black. The pot is off. As if it was well scripted that both of the matches between Ibra and Ceazer here at Climax will end 21 to 15. Whatever Ibra is doing in this frame is not really coming to pass in his favor. Ceazer has a chance once again to take down Ibrahim Sejjemba, to try and avenge the 3 defeats that Ibra did inflict on him in small races to 5 in 3 consecutive weekly comps that did happen over a space of 2 weeks in this concluding month. Ceazer playing his penultimate shot to make Moyo happy, to make Gulu proud, to make much of Kampala happy, to make much of Southern Africa happy. As the fans start to chant his name up against the black, most especially for the very last time, not just in this frame but also in the match in its entirety, Ceazer versus the black for the victory, for the center pocket,